stuff. Because Martin's half an hour was absolutely like reciting the Greek alphabet backwards to me.
It was to me as well.
And actually, well, it was Martin. It was absolutely all this abductor and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I do go to a gym in Lincoln. I joined about a year ago. Can I just borrow you a second?
Yeah,
Come on out. Come out. Come out. I just want to carry on. My talk's going to be a bit more like Karen's. I think just for a second. Okay. I'm an accountant, okay? I work in an office, I've got a very successful firm. Can you just lift that up? Alright?
Can I get a picture of that?
I know what is possible and what is impossible. I am never ever going to be able to juggle. I just haven't got that. I'm never going to have that, okay? Because I like my food, I like my drink, I like my holidays, I like a glass of red wine, and I'm pretty fit, okay? I'm going to tell you about me for 1 minute. I was born on the 1st of January 1960. I had a brain hemorrhage when I was 29. I got married when I was 35, got a gorgeous wife, 2 gorgeous children who are now taller than me. I had cancer when I was 50, cleared. I'm 54 now. I've got, the internet is a really dangerous thing. I've got all the nerve entrapment in that arm. I've got a rotor cuff problem there, Martin, and I can't do that. I'd rather talk about fucking shoulders, to be honest. And I've got a slip disc in my neck. So I am knackered. But I still go to the gym, okay? And so physically, I'm pretty unfit. Although I sort of handle that quite well. But business-wise, I am really fit. And what worries me about you guys is that you really, really know your stuff, but then don't go on to make any money. Because I see that a lot. It's Michael Gerber in his E-Myth, entrepreneurial myth, talks about the technician, and you are clearly a technician, Martin, but you're not natural entrepreneurs. You know? And I was talking to you, sir, earlier about it's no good just being good about this, that, the other, and all this sort of thing. I actually don't give a shit about that. I know you do, and I can clearly see you know everything about that, but you've got to be good at sales. You know? And I need somebody to take me out of my office, the debits and credits, and looking after. I'm a brilliant salesman when it comes to business development, because I know how to grow a business. And you poor buggers, with everything that you know, technically, it's no good if you cannot turn it into a lifestyle. So I'm afraid for the next 30 minutes, I'm not going to mention one muscle, one ligament. I'm just going to tell you about what I've learned over the last 25 years. And honestly, I wasted the first 20. Bit like George Best, he spent 90% on wine, women and horses. 90%. What about the other 10%? He wasted that, didn't he? True. Right, so let's talk about being a salesman. I'm going to pick on you, sir. You know what an elevator pitch is? You know when you're in the lift, between floors, you get 20 seconds. I say, what's your name? Lee, what do you do?
Stand up.
Yeah, please. I want you to wow me. Stop me in my tracks. 20 seconds, what do you do?
I get people fitter. I get people in better shape. They can feel better about themselves. Don't give a cold and dust.
Thanks, Lee. Okay. What I'm trying to say here, and I'm not meaning to be rude to anybody because you're incredibly fit, and I can see what you do, but that would sound to me like what most people will come out with when they are personal trainers. Okay? And so, the message is no different If I said to you, and I'm sure you're very fit as well, give me 20 seconds, what's your name, what do you do?
My name's Helen, I'm a group exercise fitness instructor, also a teaching assistant at the college. I try and encourage people to have fun and confidence in themselves.
Thank you. Do you know where I'm going on this? It's all a bit, you're passionate, it's not just good to be enthusiastic. You know, once you jump up and down a bit, there's got to be some discipline behind it. There's something different. Different, not sort of about what we like. This is sort of what we're doing. We're very fit and we can do all... I know you know all about that thing and that thing and that thing and doing it that way. You know when that way. That's not good enough for me. I work in an office. You're not selling to each other, you're selling to me. And do you know what will sell to me? You have got to inspire me. And I go to boot camp at this one in Lincoln, and we go at 6 o'clock in the morning, 3 times a week. And I love it. That's what I want. That's what I'm an early riser anyway. And the guys there, Dave Paul, he inspires me. He's ex-RAF, and I don't care about this, that, and the other. All I want is to feel better. And it's not a weight problem for me, not yet. I just want to be inspired. And if all I can do in the next 28 minutes is inspire you to think about your business in a different way, then I will have done my job, okay? Can I just ask you to stand up, please? It's a bit scary. Just to the person on your left or right, you two, I know you're men, just give each other a hug, will you? Come on! Thank you.
I used to
No, I didn't say network. Okay. Now, gents, when you went, oh fuck. It was alright, wasn't it?
It's nice.
It was nice! I love it. You know, you've got to hug your customers, not metaphorically. Have a hug, be physical, you know. It's really, really nice, and I'm not trying to get anything strange across here, but metaphorically, you've got to hug your customers and make them feel wanted by you so that you can inspire them. And I think Karen said, it's not enough just to do a little blog here, something about this muscle and that muscle, and a 6-week doodah course, transformation course, which my wife did and got from 23% to 15%. I mean, she's mad for it. But I'm not, I'm an office boy. So, if you work on nothing else, work on that. Because if your elevator's pitch all sounds like somebody else who's just passionate about getting fit, it's nothing to sell. That's what you said. Guinea pig, when that comes up, I've taken a lot of that. I want to be, it's about you, it's not about me. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the way that you do business. I'm sorry for walking around too much, is that alright? There's some things to ponder. I wasted the first 20 years as an accountant. You know, when I first set up, you needed 2 things to be a client of mine, a pulse and a checkbook. And you know, you laugh. That's what you're doing now. You're taking on these customers. Nothing like getting home and like, whoopee, you got a new client today. Get a bag of shit and not going to pay your fees on time and that sort of thing. But, you know, because you've given the ridiculous terms of payments, we'll come on to that. It isn't get rich quick. You've got to know your stuff. And I would say, and it's only 25 to 12, I would say you already know enough. For the vast majority, and I know the biomechanics is special, and I've got a slip disc, and I know I've got this, and you know, but what I'm saying, what you already know is probably way more than most PT specialists. And you might want to go deeper and deeper, but I suggest you get deeper and deeper about engaging your clients. You know, the only way to get rich quick, and it's that. And it feels like that in business sometimes. It's very lonely. You must have seen this said before. Why do I love my fast food. I'm sorry, shoot me down. Kentucky Fried Chicken, I'm up for it. I love it. Mini variety meal. But when you go into sorry, I am what I am. Where again was it? You go into the Burger King and you stand at the queue, and they're there, Aaron. I didn't mean you now. You know, they're there. They're obese, okay, and they're going, I want a double bacon cheeseburger, extra relish, large fries, and a Diet Coke. What are they trying to do to themselves, thinking that they can get away with it? And you know, like Dave Paul, my guy in Lincoln, says, it's no use having the protein shakes and then going straight to the fish and chip shop. You know, and then going to the gym once a week. You know, eating seven apples a day just doesn't do it. Am I boring you? You sure? It's an accountant. If you wanted, you could have 2 hours with me. It's scary, no. And I don't think there's any problem in this room with this. Thank God it's Monday, or thank God it's Friday. Because when you're in business, it's 24/7, every day of the week, thinking about how you can make people's lives better, how you can make more money, if that's your bag, that's fine. How your clients can have a better life, and how they can talk about it. So that when you're in that wooden box, your coffin, people can say, he was a good guy. He put everything he'd got into everything that he does, or girl. And if I just stop for a few seconds like that, I just want you to think about what I've said. I'm not wondering what to say next. Trust me. I could go for days. So thank God it's Monday. Brilliant. These are kids at home. Fantastic. There's so much to... You know, the thing about sales, all you've got to do is get out there and sell. And what do you need to sell? You need people. And there's good news out there. There's lots of people out there, all shapes and sizes, that need help and don't know how to get it. And they just need somebody to inspire them. I'm afraid if your business isn't working, if you're not making the money that you need to pay the bills, if you're not making the money that you need to pay the bills, and you're extremely fit and you've got some few happy customers, you've got to get out there and market, because let's face it, your business is crap, it's because you're crap. And I don't mean to upset you, but it's because it is possible to have a brilliant business. If the need is strong enough, anything is possible. And if, as Steve Jobs said it when he was alive, just after he recovered from cancer, he said, if in the morning he got up and looked in the mirror and couldn't say to himself, I am loving what I am doing, and he was able to say that, I'm not loving what I'm doing, he said it 5 days on the trot, he knew he had to make a change. And that's a great ethos to live by. Because if you're not up for it, trust me, the game that you're in, the industry you're in, if you're not absolutely loving it, it's over. Because you are kidding yourself, and you're certainly kidding your customers. If you put one thing on your stationery, that's it. Do you remember what it is? Don't deal with tossers. They are dragging you down. Sorry, is that too heavy for you? That's okay, yeah. I did it for 20 years. And then you're going to take the next 3 or 4 years to undo it and get rid of them so you can find the people. When you start out in business, you just sweep, you hoover them all, they all come in, yeah, come on. And I'll tell you about Dave Paul, is a guy in, is a gym in Lincoln called Custom Fitness. He's a lovely guy, and his wife and his daughter, most of his family, with most of the people training there for the first few months. And he got me on board, and he said, well, I'm only paying 30 quid a month for the accountant. I know, Dave. And you're getting 30 quid of advice, mate. I'm quite a bit more expensive, but I tell you what, let's try a few things. It might have been 50 quid, it doesn't matter what it was. It was less than I am. And I said, well, let's try it. Do a complete customer delight guarantee, just like you guys do. And we tried it. And we got somebody in who you know, Guy Baker, who's a Facebook specialist. And we did some Facebook marketing. We tried a new campaign to get him to. He had about 30 members in his gym, and he needed 180 really. I said, well, let's try some Facebook marketing, pay per click, and we offered a 7-day free trial at the gym. It absolutely bombed. Nothing. I thought, well, what are we going to do? I said, well, perhaps Dave, we just ought to try, let's try 30 days. Because maybe people haven't got time to take any advantage of a 7-day offer. And it absolutely unbombed, and it's gone ballistic. And he's had to turn it off. And he doesn't even know what my fees are, I don't think, because they've become so inconsequential because to the results I brought to the table, like what I want us to do. It's on the saying, I'm afraid, you cannot perfume a pig. You know, if you've got them already, what are you going to do, guinea pig? What are you going to do to get rid of them? It's very difficult to get rid of clients. And you're trying to build a business, and you're asking some clients to go to the competition. It's
Yes,
so
please.
difficult. Pardon?
Yes, please.
I know, it's difficult
Some
to
of them
do.
I do want to go to competition.
Yeah, well, if you do nothing else, go and have a massive cull and say, right, how many clients have I got? I've got 50. And I've got those 10 DDWT. You need to get rid of them because they're sapping all your energy. Okay? They're never going to get fit because they can't be bothered. They're coming to you because it's a feel-good factor. It's only 50, 60, 70 quid a month, and they're never going to get fit. I'm never going to look like that. I'm never going to look like that. I don't want to do 1,000 sit-ups in the morning. I want porridge. You know, you can't polish a turd. How long have I got left? And I will finish early.
You're fine.
Get off your arse and do this stuff. Let's talk about actually some business stuff. Who's doing their own bookkeeping? Right? You can take it. You can take it. Why are you?
Just because I think the reason why I'm doing my own bookkeeping is because I thought it would be actually less effort me actually doing it in comparison to teaching
You've lost
some.
me.
It was too complicated to be able to teach somebody else how to run my own books. I've got that much of
No, you have lost me. I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you in a minute. I was only joking. Why are you doing your own books? Money? What are you best at? What's your skill, sir? What's your name?
James.
James, what's your skill?
Anatomy and physiology, nutrition, sleep, stress, strength and conditioning.
Everything.
Sports maths.
Everything except bookkeeping.
Yeah.
Get alive. Get an accountant to do a book. There's some brilliant software called Xero. It's intuitive. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. Go and find an accountant who can get you on that. It's intuitive. It downloads your bank statement. Everything it recognises, it puts straight into your accounts. Don't come home knackered at night and do your bookkeeping. That's daft. Even I don't do that. I've got a team that do that. How many of you, right, how many are you in business? Keep them up high. High. You've got some sort of limitation. How many of you are in business on your own? If you're in business on your own, take your hands down.
Right.
So if you're in business on your own,
Take a hand out. Yeah, so I'm not.
right, okay, so they're the business owners as far as I'm concerned, and there's not many. Thank you. Because if you are in business on your own, it's not a business. It's a job. And you choose the customers that you work with at the price you want to work with. As soon as you're ill or on holiday, you're not earning. That's not a business, and certainly not something you can sell. It is totally dependent on you. So I don't mean to be rude, what I want you to aspire to be thinking about is, right, I'm going to grow this business now, and in 12 months' time, I don't want it to be just me. So that when I do go to Marbella for 2 weeks, I love it there too. When I go to Marbella for 2 weeks, I've got somebody who's back there doing something for me and earning money for me, because that's passive income. Passive income is beautiful. I'm not being paid to make that money. I just love what I do. And I know nobody is, obviously. So you're all one man, there's lots of one-man band pickup. You've all got your phones on. Who's taking the calls? When you're on Lee?
Yeah.
Who's taking, is your mobile? What if one of your customers rings? Who's taking the call? Thank you. I was lucky. I didn't know you met you before. I was really lucky you said that. It's the perfect example that you're working so hard to build a business, and what somebody says, I just pulled a cruise ship, I've looked at Lisbon, and I didn't see you this afternoon, and you're in Loughborough. Well, the least they could do is call Miss Jones to pick the phone up for you 24/7 for £45 a month and answer it as Lee Smith. Or whatever your business name is. Oh, can I take a call for you? Lee's busy at the moment. And they take a call from you, and then they email you straight away. So you can sit here, madam, and see which calls you're missing, so that if it is urgent, you can go out there. It's an absolute no-brainer. And when I'm trying to get people to come to my business boot camps to listen to this shit for 4 hours, I can never get hold of them. If I can't get hold of them, their customers can't get hold of them. It's a no-brainer. What I call a golden nugget. So answering the phone, getting paid, the thing we did with Dave, and you wouldn't mind me saying, Dave Paul in Lincoln, we set him up as a facilitator for direct debit. Because when I first joined, I said, how many customers have you got there? He said, 30. Maybe 40. I thought, shit, I wanted to know. He's only just started. You should know. How many customers have you got? I want you to know. If you ask an entrepreneur like Ramsler, they know exactly what's going on in their business. Who's paying what, who hasn't paid, and so on and so on. And direct debit, for example, rather than standing order, you understand what a direct debit is? Where you're in control of what they take, what you take. So if you rather than being £30, £40, £50 a month, if they were to have some shapes thrown in, you could update it yourself and take what you want. And if it's just cash, I know you're going to do a bit of cash on a lot of accountants can't, unfortunately. Do a bit of cash, fine, but regularise and monitorise and organise and systemise how your business works, so you look more professional. Clear? Anybody got anything they want to say? Disagree?
On that note of direct debits, is there anything you recommend kind of software-wise or that can deal with that work?
If it's software, Zero is the leader. It came from New Zealand about 3 years ago, and all the high-tech add-on partners are now jumping onto the back of Zero. So if you get Zero, you got all the add-on partners for free, like direct debit. So it is, I don't care whether you do it with me or not, what I'm saying is go and find an accountant who knows what Zero is. Because Because if they don't know what zero is, they don't know their arse from their elbow, never mind their abductor. Okay? And you know, getting paid in business, it's not sometimes the lack of profit, it's the lack of actually getting paid. If you're chasing people for £5 for they didn't pay in August, or £12, or whatever it is, that's time that you're not earning £60 an hour doing what you're absolutely brilliant at. Or bookkeeping. Some of these things you can take it around, it's not particularly good for your industry, but you know, if you are doing PT on site at their house, oh, I haven't quite got the cash on me, I didn't realise. Oh, that's okay, just give me a debit card, I'll take it now. And it's in your bank that day. It's mind-numbing not to do it for 0.3% of a pound or whatever that is. So don't get involved in check chasing. You know, don't overpromise and underdeliver. And these golden nuggets are nothing to do with business, other than that I want all of you to build a business that lets you take on board the next 3 nuggets. Anybody know where that is? Have you been there? Wow. Isn't it something amazing? No, that isn't me actually. I got that off YouTube. It looks like me. I know I've got a lot more hair than that. And actually my back, and certainly my abductors are much more... It isn't there. I know it does look a little bit like that. I had a body like that once. I was 11. Have you ever come across these? Wow. I know I really shouldn't talk about this today, but you know, you've got to have some rewarding life in business and make some money and change people's lives. They are something. I don't mind donuts, but they are something else. So don't forget Krispy Kremes. Bloody expensive. And if you ever go to Florida, go and see that go up at Cape Canaveral. These things just take to your grave. They are bucket list. Have I got 5 minutes left?
Yeah.
Good. I'm ahead of time then, aren't I?
You're doing good.
So why are we not doing well? Why are you not? Are you doing well as you like? Yeah? You're okay? The quiet one. Are you doing okay? Yes. Anybody not doing as well as they'd like? Nothing. Time? I can't do anything about that. You know, midnight, that's it. So you've got to work smarter, not harder. The donkey just does more hours to create more money. You've got to look at your pricing, you've got to look at how you're getting paid, and that's business development.
That's what can I ask something?
Sorry?
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
How many of you actually run an online business? How's that going? Really well. Yeah? So if you were struggling for time and wanted to increase income,
Wow. Yeah, well, you try and make that decision. You know, do I go for it or not? Do I go for it or not? Because that salary, you know, that job security, the salary coming in, it sounds ever so secure until you lose your job. The best job security is have your own business, working the people you love to work with, charging the price that you want to charge, and getting paid on the terms that you want to charge. Okay? You know, my father-in-law, it's always his fault. Don't know where they got that slide from. You know, it's our fault. It's our fault to get it right. And you can do it, you know. Building a brilliant business is not rocket science. It's that brick in place, it's the website, it's the branding, it's the mission statement, the plan, the goals, and so on and so on. It's not impossible. It's just that you haven't, madam, got the time. It's called strategy time. If you get those things right quite easily, as we have with David Lincoln, he's suddenly gone from 30 to 120 in just about 8 months. He's cool.
Yeah, but I think one of the things is that a lot of the stuff that you need to create that passive income, when we've been talking about this, oh my god, it's boring. For the last 4 years, and I've just come into the end, but I made a plan to work hard for like 5 years. And for the last 4 years, I've worked a 12-hour day. And but doing lots of boring stuff, getting the systems in place, doing the online thing, learning about the software, boring ass stuff. But then getting a team, so then getting the accountant, the artwork person, the person to do the money bit, but it's all boring. And I think, Jenny, I think people don't want to do the boring stuff. They don't want to hang out those 12-hour days.
You know why they're because it's boring.
It's boring. I see people going out on Facebook.
Get a decent accountant, Jenny.
Yeah.
He'll know a graphic designer, we've got our own.
Yeah.
Get a marketing person, we've got our own. I'm telling you, find somebody who's switched on.
Yeah.
Don't find some Dickensian idiot in a little cupboard with a few bits of paperwork on an Excel spreadsheet. You know, let's have your shoebox, and then it comes, and I give it to somebody who's earning nothing, and they go through all the paperwork. Is that McDonald's? Is that tax deductible? And so on and so on. It's mind-numbing. There's a better way. What we do, we've got Receipt Bank, where we get the invoice for you, we put them through, it scans, I shouldn't tell you this really, it scans them, and it goes straight into zero. Because it's McDonald's, we know it's a burger. Because it's Shell, we know it's petrol, we just scan them through, and it does the bookkeeping. It's great, isn't it? Accountants are exciting, it's a sort of oxymoron. But 3 minutes, price sensitivity. You're far too sensitive about what you're worth. You are so skilled. You're so skilled. I know I said that twice. You're so skilled that it's not about the price, it's what you bring to the party. What other people who haven't got your passion, haven't got your knowledge, don't bring to the party. And they don't last, and they don't survive, and they're not different.
Can I point something out?
Yes.
Okay. Does anyone know how much it is if you privately pay for tummy tightening, you know, the balloons, what they're called? Gastric band. Do you want to know how much that actually is? 10 grand. Right, you've got obese people out there, including my mother, who paid 10 grand for a gastric band, and you're frightened of charging them £30 an hour. Think about it.
Yes, Karen, but the gastric band's right for some people. Because they're not impassioned by anybody, they're not turned on by anybody. You know, somebody gives them the fireworks on the backside and they get on with it. And that's almost like a marriage, that once you join a gym or somebody, if you go to somebody for PT, and you go, yeah, it's brilliant. Now, where else can I go next month? It's for life. You've got some brilliant customers, haven't you? You've got great results, and you can't win them all. So, you know, getting an accountant is a bit risky. You want return on investment? Well, you know, sometimes you've got to make the investments, haven't you?
I actually outsource, my outsourcing bill is between £1 and £1.50 every month. Because I won't do the
Karen,
boring
it's
stuff.
not what it costs, it's what it's worth to you.
Oh yeah, it gives me more time.
It's not doing the boring stuff. I'm just saying that to build your business, you have to be happy to do the boring stuff. Some people just want to do the client-facing showbiz.
Yeah.
Jane, I'm under pressure. I can tell.
Yeah, no, I agree.
We don't network over lunch, okay? Rule chart. Just remind yourself of all the products that you have got, and all the things that you do, and make sure that all of your customers know that you do all of that stuff. I know it's so bloody obvious, but I see that all the time. Oh yeah, that customer's buying that, and so on and so on. It's called the magic matrix, or the windows of opportunity. And when you start to populate that, I'm not saying everybody will buy everything from you, but if you just get 20% to buy more from you, it's easy to do. And when we're talking about pricing, you know, one of the best value things in life is the extra legroom on a Monarch Air flight. Those seats at the front for an extra 15 quid, That is such good value. And what I'm trying to say, some people want to go club class. So if you start billing there, how do you know if you could have ever billed there and given them the dog's bollocks of the service? So start to try there, because you can never get it up, you can always come down. We've all got the same tax man, chancellor, same cost of petrol, same cost of going to a gym, same cost of going to have PT. You know, we've all got it. Jim Rohn calls it the set of the sail. It's your personal philosophy, your enthusiasm, your passion, your mission statement will make the difference as to where you finish in this race. Because you're all pretty much about where you are. And where you are in 1 year, 2 year, 3 year is down to you, not me. Okay? Thank you.